At some point, Brett Veach, he has to make difficult decisions about where the money goes. And instead of letting McDuffie walk later, the Chiefs chose to cash in the asset now, which I don't blame them. Now that's the business side. But here's the football side. Because trading a player like McDuffie doesn't just create cap flexibility, it creates a massive hole, especially on the defense. He wasn't just the Chiefs' best corner. He was basically like the tone setter in the secondary. Now, without him, Kansas City loses a player who could erase a part of the field and allow Spagnuolo to get aggressive in certain situations, especially with blitz packages. So now the Chiefs have to answer the biggest question for this, with this trade and what it creates. How do they replace him? All right, what's happening, everybody? This is Big Temp. I'm joined once again with my co-host, Mr. Mike LaFleur. This is the Cave Cast, and everybody's talking about it. We gonna do the same thing. Blockbuster trade. The Chiefs trade Trent McDuffie, and a move that just shook up the Chiefs kingdom. Okay. Now, before we get started, I want to say this to everybody that comes to the channel, that is always watching. Thank you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you sharing the channel. It does mean a lot to us. So we don't say it enough, but we do want to say thank you. Now, Mike, I heard, you heard, everybody heard. Chiefs Kingdom is kind of shook up with this. It's been really, really interesting to see what's been happening this, off season with the Chiefs. Mike, are you offline again? I swear to God.
No, I'm right here.
Oh, okay. Well, it looked like you was offline. See, I don't know. But the Chiefs have been making a lot of moves. Now, if you don't know, the Chiefs did trade Trent McDuffie, their all-pro corner, to the Los Angeles Rams. And I'll put it like this. Depending on who you ask, this is either a bold roster retool or a massive gamble. It depends on who you ask, right? Because I'll put it like this. Let's be clear about it. Trent McDuffie wasn't just another corner on this roster. He was one of the best defensive backs in football. I don't care what anybody says. He was one of the best defensive backs in football. A lockdown corner, an all-pro caliber player, a guy who could travel with receivers. He could blitz off the edge, and he was basically, like you could use him like a piece on a chessboard, right? Especially in Steve Spagnuolo's defense. Players like Trent, they don't grow on trees. So the question everyone in Chiefs Kingdom is asking right now is simple as this: why trading? The answer, it almost always comes down to two things in the NFL: money and roster balance. McDuffie was approaching a massive payday. If Kansas City, franchise tagged him or extended him, you're probably looking, talking about 22 to 25 million per year tied up in a cornerback. That's elite quarterback money for a defensive back. I'll just be honest with you. Now, the Chiefs have already committed huge resources to Patrick Mahomes, Chris Jones, and other core pieces. At some point, Brett Veach he has to make difficult decisions about where the money goes. And instead of letting McDuffie walk later, the Chiefs chose to cash in the asset now, which I don't blame them. Now that's the business side. But here's the football side. Because trading a player like McDuffie doesn't just create cap flexibility, it creates a massive hole, especially on the defense. He wasn't just the Chiefs' best corner, he was basically like the tone setter in the secondary. Now, without him, Kansas City loses a player who could erase a part of the field and allow Spagnuolo to get aggressive in certain situations, especially with blitz packages. So now the Chiefs have to answer the biggest question for this, with this trade and what it creates. How do they replace him? Mike, question. How do they replace him?
I mean, I'm, hell, I don't know. I mean, you don't just simply replace a dude like Trent McDuffie. I mean, what the hell? Like, what are we doing?
I'll put it like this. The answer pretty much certainly comes down to the NFL draft. So if you move a player like McDuffie, of his caliber anyway, you're not going to replace him with one move. You rebuild or retool the position. So that means that Kansas City is going to need to do three things in this draft, to me anyway. Number one, I think they're going to have to draft a corner early. How early is depending upon what they think is the most important. Now that's just how I'm looking at it. First and most obvious, that's how I see it. The Chiefs need a cornerback early in the draft, but I'm going to say this: it cannot be a developmental guy in round 6 or round 7. We get lucky sometimes with those. We have done it before, but that doesn't mean it's going to work every time. Eventually, you're going to miss like that. I'm talking about a day 2 guy, right? Because I don't think they're going to do it in day 1. I don't think they're going to do it at pick 1 and pick 29. And just so everybody knows, the Chiefs did get the Rams' first round pick at number 29. They also got a 5th round pick for this year and a 6th round pick for this year. And then on top of that, they got a 3rd round pick for the 2027 NFL draft. So, like I said, I think it has to be a day 2 guy where they pick, on day 2 a guy who can basically step onto the field immediately. Now, Spagnuolo's system demands corners who can play press coverage, they can tackle in space, and hold up in man coverage when the blitz comes. When that's usually what they look for. If the Chiefs don't address that early, offenses in the AFC are going to start targeting the secondary of the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay? Remember, everybody, I just want everybody to remember, Kansas City has to deal with these teams on a regular basis and these quarterbacks: Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert. That's why I'm saying they're going to have to do something with this. And I know how this looks. And I will tell you, to me, I think that they got away with a little bit of a fleece on the Rams with this trade. Mike, how do you feel?
I'm gonna be honest, man. I think they should get a corner in the free agents instead of getting one on day 2. I think there should
Or,
be defensive line. It should be defensive line. I think 2 of the picks. Well, okay, to me, it should either be 2 of the picks be defensive line or defensive line and safety, a
okay,
combination of one of the 2,
and I can
and then
see
you get
that.
a corner. Then
Yeah,
you
I
get
can see
another
that.
corner in free agency.
Now, here's the thing I will say this so everybody understands. You cannot walk into games against guys like Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and Justin Herbert with patchwork secondary. You can't. One of the
Now
key
I will
things,
say you could still get one in the draft. I just don't think day two, probably day three or something like that. I don't know.
even if it's day three, let's say it's, I wouldn't even say day three. I would say, if I could, maybe day three, but I would really like to see if I could find one in day two. If
I'll put
the
it this
right
way:
if the right one
in the
if the
first
right one is
the
there.
first three picks can't be a corner, in my opinion. That's just me.
Probably not. You're probably right. You're probably right. You're probably right. Uh, I will say this then. If that's the case and you're thinking we should go get one in free agency, one of the ones that's there in free agency is somebody who's already been a part of the Chiefs, and that's Jalen Watson. So that could basically take up one spot. They do need another corner after that. And getting a free agent corner is not that far of a stretch. I don't think it's something that would be a bad idea. But the one thing they would have to do off the bat, like you said, with those first three picks, you don't see him picking a corner. You don't think it would be a good idea. They do need to, in this draft and free agency, I think, reinforce the defensive line. Uh, the second thing that this trade does is put even more pressure on the pass rush. So with McDuffie, it allowed the Chiefs to play aggressive coverage because he could hold up against top receivers. Now, without him, the best way to protect the secondary is pretty simple: get to the quarterback faster. And the only way you're going to do that, because you weren't able to do it last year, that means Kansas City should seriously consider targeting a defensive tackle who can, collapse the pocket, or a speed edge rusher. If the pass rush gets home, especially if you can get home quickly, it makes life for the Chiefs a lot easier, especially for the younger corners who are, trying to grow up in this Spagnuolo defense and have bigger roles, right? Number three on the list, uh, they got to add depth in the secondary. The third piece is it's got to be depth. And one of the things that makes or made the Chiefs secondary strong in recent years was competition. And when you have young players push each other, that competition, they say iron sharpens iron, right? That's what you want. So rotational flexibility helps, and you don't have to replace McDuffie with one rookie. You you basically retool the room. So that means Kansas City probably needs to come out of this draft with two defensive backs if you can get them in later rounds, not one. And if you can't do that, get one, maybe find one as a free agent. These are just my thoughts. So, like I said, just kind of depends. Another defensive back later who can develop in the system would help. If they can get one in like the fourth or fifth round, that I think would help the Chiefs, especially if they can. I believe in the DB coach. Merritt is an amazing DB coach. I believe he can get these guys ready. He can make these guys. He can mold them. He can turn them into very good to great players. Uh, and the bigger picture with all of this, right, is, and a lot of people don't want to hear, trades like this are uncomfortable. You don't, nobody does. You don't like seeing elite players leave. I know I don't. That's just, I grow fond of some of these players and I don't want to see them leave, but I know this is the nature of the business. These moves are about keeping the championship window open longer, right? Brett Veach has built this roster by constantly cycling talent through the draft while keeping the core intact. Mahomes is the core. As long as he's there, the Chiefs, you know, they believe that they can, retool instead of rebuild. So the real question isn't just why did the Chiefs trade Trent McDuffie? The real question is what are they going to do with the opportunity it created? Because if Kansas City hits on the draft picks that come from this deal, this trade might look painful today, right? But it could end up being one of those moves that keeps the Chiefs competitive for another 5 years. And that is the key. Now, if they miss, then Chiefs Kingdom will be they'll be talking about this, this day, the day that we traded Trent McDuffie away. They'll be talking about this for a very long time. Now, like I said, this has been a very intriguing development, and everybody, we're recording this. A lot of people, you guys are, we're always a day behind because, I do a lot of editing. But this is going to be very interesting, very intriguing to see how the Chiefs and Brett Veach handle the situation. Now, if you don't know, I'll put it like this. We have these picks. So the Chiefs went from having like 5 picks originally. They got a compensatory pick, which gave them 6, right? And now with this trade, they'll have 9 picks in the 2026 NFL draft. And if you don't know, these are the picks that they will have. They'll have round 1, number 9. They'll have round 1, number 29. They'll have round 2, number 40. They'll also have round 3 at number 74. They'll have round 4 at 109, 5 at 147, 5 at 168, round 5 again at 177, and round 6 at 210. Now, do I expect them to make all those picks? That is the question. Mike, I'm going to ask you first before I give my take. Do you think the Chiefs make every one of those picks?
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they do, honestly. Um, we've seen them have a big draft class and keep most of the draft players that they draft. So it's not like it's something new. So
No, it's not. Oh, and on a side
they could
note,
make some moves though.
if you guys haven't been to Wendy's and got the tangerine twist, it's fire.
All
I'm
right.
sorry. It's fire.
If it ain't the strawberry lemonade, it's trash.
I had to change it up. Tangerine twist. It's very good. Uh, I think what. So you remember the year we had 12 picks, right? That would have been the year that McDuffie got drafted. And they didn't actually pick all those picks. They actually wound up trading and only picked 10 players in that draft. I got a funny feeling that they might do something like that again this year. They might trade one of these picks, right? To like pair up with something else to move up somewhere. I don't know who or what round where they're going to give up, but I got a funny feeling they're going to trade one of these picks. So we just kind of have to wait and see. Mike, I really haven't given you a chance to say what you think as far as this trade, but to me, and I'll be honest with you, I was talking to my guy, and if you guys haven't checked him out, Chief High Smoke, he's a chief podcaster, does a lot of stuff, and I'm always on there, and he does some pretty good stuff, always has some interesting topics, and the dude is very insightful. He knows his shit, so I'm on there a lot, and I was talking to him, and I'll tell you, I put on there that I thought that the Chiefs got away with a little bit of a fleecing when it comes to this deal. And one guy actually happened to say that he didn't think it was a fleece. He thought it was, basically basically he was saying that they didn't give it that Les Snead didn't give a fuck about those picks. It was basically like a second round pick. And I get where he's coming from, right? But what I'm saying is I don't think it's as simple as that, right? He basically said you're getting, you know, we're getting we're getting we're giving up McDuffie and that they didn't really give up much to get him. I said I don't see how you can say that. And I really don't. I don't see how you can say you didn't give up much. He said, no, they didn't. LOL. The Rams are not losing sleep over a late first when they have the 13th overall. Definitely not losing sleep over a fifth and a sixth round pick that they can trade back and still pick those picks up. And a third next year, who cares? That's a compensatory pick waiting to happen. I'm sorry. There's lots of players.
It's like, especially next year, like I don't think people realize, bro.
How good that draft is
Next
going to be.
year, that
That
might be one of the biggest drafts
of all time.
in
That
the
is
no dead ass, no dead
it
ass.
might be
That
the
draft is gonna
biggest
be
draft.
loaded.
That draft is going to be so loaded. If you're giving me another third round pick for that draft, I will take it because it's
Yeah,
going to
he
be a
tripped.
loaded draft. And I did tell him, I said, I will put it like this. We get 4 picks. If we get 4 picks for McDuffie, who was a part of a trade deal that we got from the Dolphins when we traded Tyreek, McDuffie was like the 21st pick. And in return, we trade McDuffie years later for 4 more picks after he was there and won 2 rings with us. And then we don't have to pay him $24 to $30 million per year. Then yeah, that's a fleecing, especially when McDuffie in most cases is limited as a boundary corner against taller receivers. Just saying. Now that doesn't mean that I think that we got completely over. I just think that we got more than what I thought we should have got for him because I didn't think that we were going to wind up getting 4 picks. I thought maybe at the most 3. That was a maybe. But to get 4? And on
Hey, man, I'm gonna say it right now. I'm gonna say it right now. We didn't get enough. God damn it! It should have been pick 13. You want to be technical?
well, they wasn't going to do that. They
All
wasn't
right,
going to do that.
all right. It's all
But
good.
I want people to understand it. I get it as a Rams fan or whoever fan you are, you don't want to hear those type of things because let's be honest. It's not like the Rams haven't gotten over on the Chiefs before when it comes to a corner. Do y'all remember Marcus Peters? When Marcus Peters was in his prime? Y'all remember how we gave up Marcus Peters for a 4th round fucking pick?
I mean, I agree, but
I'm just saying it's not like this hasn't happened and been on the
you
shoe's
really
been
think
on the
that
other
was a?
foot.
Do you really think that was a fleece?
For who? Were you talking about for us? Mike, I'm losing you.
Rams.
Oh, I think that no, I don't think it was a fleece. I think that they did get over on us though, because we gave up Marcus Peters, who we got as the 13th pick in that draft, who 2 years before that, well, let's be honest, for the first 2 years, Marcus Peters was known as the Kansas City Thief because he was picking everybody off. He led the league in picks the first year in his rookie season. Remember that?
No, I remember.
Okay, so here he is, first 2 or 3 seasons, he's balling out. He's a gambler. We all know that. But the reason why the Chiefs got rid of him is because he was a little bit of a hothead, right? And he had problems, they were losing some games and things were happening. I get it. But to give him up for a 4th round pick, I didn't like that. I thought we could at least got a 2nd or 3rd round pick for him. Now, mind you, I ain't saying that the Rams fleeced us, but I do think that they got over a little bit on us because they understood that we were trying to get rid of him, and they understood that he had a little bit of what they call anger issues or something to that nature. However you want to look at it. So it's not like it hasn't happened on the other side. I think we just got a little bit of a get back this time. Just saying. And on top of that, it saves us money, which we thoroughly, desperately need right now to be able to sign other players. If that's not a fleecing or a little bit of a fleece, I don't know what is. A first, a fifth, a sixth, and a third next year, and you don't have to pay his salary, which gives you more money, salary cap space to go and sign other players. Don't you think you did really well as far as what you got for that one player who came, mind you, by trade of Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins?
No, I agree. Uh,
So I'm
I
just
still
saying,
think that pick 13. I'm gonna stand
you
on that. It should have been
listen,
Beach. It should have
listen.
been pick 13. Goddamn it!
I don't think you were ever going. I don't think you were ever going to get that close. I think you were probably the closest you would have got would have been 20. I think that the Cowboys may have been willing to give up, 20. But from what I'm understanding, the Jets had an offer in too. Did you hear that?
No, they ain't got no other first round picks though, so I don't know what they was giving up.
I don't know. It may not have been a first round pick. Maybe that's why we didn't hear about it.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know about that.
anyway, but to me, you have to keep in mind the Chiefs have a bunch of places on this roster that need help. And the Chiefs need to get younger, expeditiously so. I mean, like really fast. They need to get younger. Defensive line needs to get younger, faster, stronger, more athletic, right? Corners need to add one or two more. Safety definitely need to add another guy. We don't know what we're going to do with Cook yet. And by getting rid of McDuffie, restructuring Mahomes' salary and getting rid of Juwan Taylor maybe makes it possible to re-sign either Cook or Watson, right? We still have to figure out what we're going to do with Leo Chenal if we're going to try to sign him.
I think Watson gone.
He might be. He might be. I don't know.
I
As of
be getting
as of
like 18 million, bro. We ain't paying that.
somebody offered him 18 million.
No, I'm saying they're saying that's probably what his market gonna be. Is about 50, like 16 to
Man,
18 million. Yeah, they
man,
ain't signing that.
no, they're not going to do that. So that means, like you said, we will be looking in free agency. So, uh, but Leo Chenal, another one. We got to figure out what we're going to do with Tranquil. We got to figure out what we're going to do with Noah Gray. There's a lot of things that we have to do, and the
Michael
work's
getting
not.
cut.
Yeah, I think he might too. But the work's not over. The work is not over. And do I look to see the Chiefs being back, ready to go to the playoffs this season? I don't know. It all kind of depends on what goes on with, Mahomes. If Mahomes' leg is ready and he's ready to go within the first 2 weeks of the season, okay, let's see what happens. But if he's got to sit out any longer than week 5, week 6, week 7, I don't think they're going to be ready to go. I don't think they're going to make a run towards the playoffs the way
Hey,
you
hey,
you
if
want
he
them
got to
to.
if he got to sit out longer than that, tank for Love or for Smith. Fuck it.
Mike, you got to tell everybody who this is you're talking about. People may not know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. I know you
Jeremiah
love this.
Smith, damn it,
Yeah,
y'all know who the hell I'm talking about.
wide receiver out of Ohio State. Boy, he's a bad boy. He is a bad boy. So I'm just saying there are things that concern me, and I can't say all of these things are going to be things that are going to happen, but I could see some of these things possibly being a problem. As far as being able to sign the guys that you need to sign, or bringing back guys that I really want them to bring back, like Chenal. I really, really, really want them to bring Chenal back. I do not want to lose Chenal. Um, and cutting Tranquil, I think would probably be the best thing for them as far as the salary goes, because they do need to get Boss in there and get him some snaps. Man, I just hate the fact that they didn't give him enough this past season. So, just kind of depends. Mike, is there anything else you would like to add to our Discord tonight?
Uh, Draft Jeremiah Love.
I'm standing on it.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Right up if you got to.
You got 4 picks in the top 100. Okay? If Jeremiah Love is there, and let's say the Chiefs sign Travis Etienne or Kenneth Walker as a free agent before the draft, are you still taking Jeremiah Love at number 9?
Ain't nothing stopping me from drafting goddamn Jeremiah Love. Okay, I'm not having this conversation. It's Jeremiah Love over everybody. I don't give a
Uh,
damn if it's Etienne, K9, Kenneth Walker, whatever.
I'm
I
just,
want Jeremiah Love.
hey, trust me, I understand because I like Jeremiah Love. I just figured I better ask you because of that scenario. It's really telling. Oh, and let's get one thing straight. I'm going to say this for everybody at home. Listen, we do not and should not draft the offensive lineman at number 9. Not this year. You may not ever get this chance again within the next 5 to 10 years to draft this high again. You do
Hey,
not draft the offensive lineman.
if Veach does that shit, I'm
Oh,
going to Kansas City and I'm hitting him in his shins. And then I'm gonna hit him in his knees.
can't say that shit.
The heck? He better not do no dumb shit like that.
You can't say
And I hope he
that
see
shit.
this too.
So shit. Listen, I'm just saying, because I hear this a lot, and I want people to understand. I want to have the trenches as fucking, solidified as anybody, but let's be real. If you're gonna get an offensive lineman, you're not gonna get him at the fucking number 9 position. You can get him later on. Plus, on top of that, if you got enough money, depending on if they restructure Jones or Creed or Smith, you might be able to pick up another offensive lineman in free agency. But you can't go getting an offensive lineman at number 9 this year. You can't. You need a game changer. And I'm sorry, you're right, Mike. Jeremiah Love, I don't know if he'll be there when we get ready to draft at 9. But man, if he is, I don't see how you don't take him. I just don't see how you don't take him. It's hard. That is very hard. So, anyway, I don't have much more to say about the topic. I wanted to come on here, give how I see what the Chiefs have done and how I think it would affect the Chiefs after, the McDuffie effect. So, Mike, do you have anything else you want to add?
Draft Jeremiah Love. Damn it.
All
That's all I
right,
got
so
to say.
that's all he got to say. All right, so here we've said our piece. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. If you're new, hit the like button and the subscribe button. And if you've already been with us and watched a lot of our content and you've been watching for a long time, because hey, I forgot to tell everybody, in February, it was 2 years for us. We've been on here for 2 years now. So, but if you have been rocking with us for a while, hit that hype button. That helps us a lot, especially with the algorithm. It pushes us out to more people. So we'd appreciate all the help. We are a small channel and we do this because we love the Chiefs and we love talking football. And trust me, we do talk about other things. We will start talking about basketball here pretty soon because it's getting down close to, close to that time.
I ain't got nothing to say about that bullshit. Trash that shit. That shit trash. There's a circus show going on in the NBA right now. Ass.
Hey, let me ask you, are you saying that just because your Lakers are bad?
That's part of it. I don't know what the hell going on. Terrible.
Oh shit, man. Celtics love it when we see the Lakers doing bad. We
Man,
love
y'all
it.
Celtics ain't doing nothing either. Y'all ain't finna win shit.
We never know. We'll see. But again, thank you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed this content. And we hope to see you again next week. Y'all take it easy.